Hey, Trump supporters, look, I hate to tell you this, but Trump hadn't done anything but gotten dumber over the last 4 years. Have y'all noticed that? You don't pay attention anymore, do you? Because you think you won the election, therefore you don't have to pay attention to anything, right? Hey, you should start paying attention because this dumb son of a bitch is trying to be a bull in a china shop. Of course, that's what you want, ain't it? That's what you think is a good idea. Let's just take a sledgehammer to everything. Yeah, I've worked with people like y'all before that you think a sledgehammer is the fix for everything. Now, sometimes finesse is required for situations, measure twice, cut once, pay attention to detail. A sledgehammer, a bull in a china shop is not the solution. But hey, for stupid people, it usually is. But anyway, this idiot is only talking about annexing Canada, making it a 51st state. Let's invade Mexico with our military. Let's just take control of Greenland and call it ours. And let's go steal the Panama Canal. That's his ideas right now. I hadn't heard him say anything about lowering our prices one bit. Now, I heard him say a lot about raising our prices with his stupid ass tariffs. Tax cuts for billionaires, but I hadn't heard him address our prices at all. I hadn't heard him one time say that he's going to enforce, antitrust laws, anti-monopoly laws, break up some of these big giant conglomerates, these corporations that run our entire food chain. I hadn't heard him say nothing about doing anything like that. No, only thing I've heard him talk about doing is invading our neighbors now and raising taxes on all of us. Or by the way, screwing NATO and let our European allies fend for themselves, right? Everything that Daddy Vladdy wants, he wants to give to him on a silver platter. And that includes, no NATO, no European allies. Let's make enemies of everybody on our hemisphere and turn the United States into an isolationist. Now, look, I don't know if y'all understand this. Donald Trump, I bet he does. But he's trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes with his whole, I want to take the Panama Canal back. Well, because they're charging too high fees. Oh, and because it's run by China. Because he blames China for everything. That's his scapegoat. Look, I know that he's got to know how that thing works. The reason why those fees are so high is because of this thing called climate change that he says is a hoax. Because that thing's run off of giant reservoirs of fresh water that's required to flood those locks to float those ships up over that canal. With climate change and droughts, those reservoirs can't stay full. There's not enough water to fill those locks, so Panama can't float large ships up through the canal anymore. They can't float as many ships through the canal anymore, but they still have to operate the canal. That don't get any cheaper, so they got to raise their fees. That's what's going on there. So if Donald Trump wanted to fix the problem, he'd try to figure out how to get more water in those reservoirs, which is going to cost a lot of money. He knows that. He knows that, but what he also knows that you don't know, because your Fox News won't tell you this, is that Panama's coming after him for tax evasion. Because the man don't pay his bills and never has, and apparently he owes a lot of money to Panama. That's why he chose to pick a fight with Panama over the Panama Canal. Now he's dragging Colombia and everybody into it. He's wanting to flex U.S. military might because he wants to settle his own personal score using the United States military. That's what Donald effing Trump is doing for everybody. Okay? Looking after himself, that's all he's ever done. That's what everybody told you that's all he's ever done, and you refused to hear it. And as far as Greenland's concerned, that buffoon don't know how anything works. Again, he thinks that because Greenland is thawing out due to the climate change hoax that he don't believe in, that Greenland's going to be a lush green paradise for him to build hotels and golf courses all over. So therefore, he wants that to belong to the United States. That's not the way it works either. As that permafrost melts, it releases highly toxic gases. It releases bacteria and viruses that modern day humans have never been exposed to. Okay? You know what? On second thought, let that dumb son of a bitch go ahead and build golf courses and hotels all over it, and we can turn it into a prime vacation spots for billionaires and millionaires from all around the world, and they can go there regularly. You know? No, this idiot ain't doing nothing but showing that he wants to make himself a dictator. He's doing the bidding of Vladimir Putin. It's obvious. Steve Bannon was at Turning Point USA saying Trump 2028, which is indicating he wants Trump to be a dictator. Trump thinks he's already a dictator. If I was this current administration, I would wait until after the New Year's holiday. I would declare a national emergency, sign a treaty with the military, and give them executive authority until we reestablish democracy and lock up all these Christian nationalists, all these corrupt billionaires, Donald Trump and everybody else involved with Vladimir Putin, Elon Musk, and the theft of this election. Inmate Trump.